The following podcast is a member of the Pokecasters Network. Pokecasters Network, supporting Pokemon content creators, their shows, and the community of Pokemon fans. To find out more, check out PokecastersNetwork.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook.
Roll me a D100, and if it's below a 25, I'll eat rice for dinner.
Okay, 1 second. That's a 76.
Cereal it is.
Cereal for dinner, excuse me?
It was a joke for the intro.
Hello everyone, welcome to Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes that Scratch is an overpowered move. I am your host, your GM, your PM, your DM, Anirudh himself, and with me, now believing that Tom Brady is a stooge and a sellout.
It's me, Muhammad. A little bit different. And not joining us today, someone who believes that Cristiano Ronaldo is the creator of all of the universe. It would be Mansoor, but he's not with us. Why is that, Anirudh?
I sent him the invite. Why isn't he here? Oh, shucks. Oh well. Guess the podcast is over.
Alright, well, this has been fun. Hope you guys have enjoyed.
Bye guys, see ya. No, okay, no. So, this is sort of a solo episode, kind of. At least this episode is a solo episode. The next one will also be a solo episode. So there are 2 solo episodes, which would make it a duo, except it's 2 solitary. Math is hard.
You said solitaire, and now all I could think of is solitaire, except I don't know how to play solitaire. Mansoor would know how to play solitaire.
I'm not sure whether that was a burn or like a compliment, so I'm never mind. Anyway, yeah, so in this episode, we will actually exclusively be looking at Kyle and what his shenanigans are. And with that, we also want to give a sort of recap on what Kyle has been like over the past, what is actually in-game, just shy of a week. So, Kyle, from the beginning of last week, effectively, so it's Friday morning, you're heading to your last day of school. From that point to now, what has been this is almost like a summary of the podcast so far. So what has that been like?
I can't be bothered to do Kyle's voice for that long of an explanation, so I will be speaking on his behalf. So essentially, Kyle, the school year was ending, and Kyle's like, he's just a shy kid in the class. He wasn't really like, the super energetic one. He, just wanted to spend his summer drawing, hanging out with his family. But then Ralph, this kid in his class, said, "Hey, I don't have a partner for the guild tryouts. Come through." Followed Kyle to his house to ask his parents. And at that point, Kyle was just like, you know what? Why not? And that set off a crazy chain of events to where in the span of a week, Kyle has gone from this shy kid who planned to spend his summer drawing to a member of the Recruits of the Lost, the secret 8th guild in the Outcast region, tasked with finding legendary items to save the world. And that about sums up Kyle's life in the past week. More eventful than the entire school year.
Yeah, do you want to give a recap of the last episode, or do you want me to do it since you gave that wonderful recap of Kyle and his slowly deteriorating mind?
Oh man, what even happened? I think I'll pass this off to you. I don't know where we started the last episode.
Sure. So the last episode started off, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just make sure I have this.
It was the we went through our first day as guild members.
Yes. So the last episode. So the last episode started off with you guys getting your first mission and completing it successfully. That was all well and good. You caught a criminal. You also talked to the Italian, Chicago, New York Piplup who I am not bringing back just because I can't get its accent correct. So,
I think that's probably the reason to bring it back. But that's
well, we will see. Although don't count on it anytime soon. But you guys went through the mission, got your rewards, started practicing on your mini projects for the guild, and then late at night, you woke up in the middle of the night to hear some sort of brass instrument like a trumpet playing, and something about flying flowers is all you heard. And yeah, that pretty much brings us to the modern moment. If there's anything you want to add, Mohammed.
that about sums it up. I think we're picking up right where we left off with or whatever the trumpeting sound was. Maybe it was just more of a or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't edited that episode yet, so well in the distant future, me will probably have some fancy schmancy trumpet thing going on,
and just like cut it into where I was attempting to make trumpety / French horn / tuba / general brass sounding sounds.
Yeah, if I had the energy, I'd make that the entire trumpet sound for this, but I don't. Maybe it'll just be like Hoenn music. That's it. Just Gen 3 trumpet music.
I can get behind that.
I'll have to think about that. All right, future me. Make this entire episode just Hoenn music, and that'll be great.
I mean, it is very fitting for a Kyle solo episode.
That is true. All right. I think with that, if there's anything else that you can think of outside of that, we might as well just jump into it.
Might as well, let's do it.
All right. So let us dive on in. So where we last left off, it's a bright, shining night. I don't remember if we put a time on it. It is June 3rd, early in the morning. And Kyle wakes up, looks out the window, and hears this trumpet playing, or something like that. So what are you doing? Because you're in your own room, so...
Well, I think I may have asked this question at the end of the last episode, but never got an answer. What kind of window is it? Can I, like, climb out the window? Can I, like, climb up the building onto the roof to figure out what's happening?
So because you are a Trico, I'm going to say you could, but you would have to roll for it.
I'm good with that. What is acrobatics?
Acrobatics would be cool.
I think that's my better one, unless cool is the one I just took down a peg. Cool is the one I just took down a peg. Oof. Does a nat 1 count if I have a +1 modifier? Is it still a nat 1?
It's still a nat 1.
Do we have to play by those rules?
Here's what I will do to save you from falling out of a multi-story building.
I'm on the second floor.
Well, still, that'll probably hurt. So here's what I'll say. You try to open your windows, and they are locked. Like one of those AC-controlled rooms, so...
Oh, well, better than the alternative. If Kyle can't get out the window to check things out, and all the doors in the building are locked too, huh?
I said that the front door was locked, or you noticed that the front door was locked. So,
is there a side door or a back door or a roof access door at the top of the stairs?
I will say there is roof access.
Kyle is going to grab his bag, quietly leave his room, and try and head up to the roof.
Okay, cool. Are you going to do anything before you get to the roof? Are you going to stop and see Ralph or Snow or somebody else that you know to talk to them, or are you going on your own?
Just for recon at the moment. Yeah, Kyle's gonna go on his own. Doesn't need to alarm Ralph, and plus Ralph has been kind of dumb with keeping secrets lately. So.
Okay, so you head up to the roof. I don't remember if I said how many floors this building has.
I think 4.
I want to say there was the ground floor, your rooms, the Surfetched, and I think the Aridos is also on that floor, and then there might be one more on top of that. So we'll say roof.
Oh, it might have been 3.
Is the
yeah.
roof.
Sure.
We'll say that 4 is storage or something, and then 5 is the roof technically.
I'm good with that.
All right, cool. So we are on. You climb up the stairs, go to the roof. The roof door is open. So.
Ooh. So, Kyle heard the trumpety sounds coming from like the forest direction, right?
Yes.
All right, so Kyle's gonna head over to that side of the roof, and kind of peer out towards the forest to see if he can spot anything.
Well, since you're trying to spot something, why don't you make a perception check?
I walked right into that -1 modifier, and I got a 5.
You see trees. There's some big ones. There's some not as big ones. Forest.
Kyle has been in the guildish environment for a couple days, and Kyle paid attention in school. Can Kyle say roll a history check to see if he knows anything about the fighting flowers? I believe they're called
Flying flowers.
flying flowers.
Sure. Go ahead and roll. What would that be? A history check, probably.
Yeah, that would be. Would that be smat?
That would be smat.
Kyle's very smat. He got a 19.
Oh, okay. So, how do I word this? So, I assume you hang around the library in Thunder Tree City a lot. Would that be a bold assumption to make?
Not particularly.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you the type of person to only read nonfiction, or would you be reading everything?
Kyle's definitely the type of kid to read everything because, like, he'll read fiction for the drawings.
Okay. In both the nonfiction and fiction versions, there are some stories that are obviously have these legendary items in them, but they're not the same as the ones that you've learned about. They're just, the world was saved by, like, King Arthur's sword is like a legendary item, things like that. And you remember that the flying flowers had some relevance to some of those stories.
Reggie?
That's about all I can give you without, like, telling you everything, so.
Yeah, no, that is fair. I just don't know where Kyle goes from here, because, I mean, I think Kyle could put 2 and 2 together and realize something's up. Yeah, because, like, on the one hand, Kyle, like, his spidey senses are tingling. But on the other hand, he doesn't quite. He's still only a kid. I think Kyle is gonna quietly make his way to Sir Crit's room to see if he's either awake or has anything that he can tell him about this.
Okay, are you going to his office or his room? His room would be on the 3rd floor, office is on the ground floor.
It's pretty late at night. Kyle's gonna go to his bunk, to his room, to see if he's there, because he guessed he'd be asleep.
Okay. So you go and I assume knock on the door?
Quietly.
No answer.
Well, then, since the option was presented, Kyle's gonna go down to his office.
You go down to his office and the door is locked.
Gives a nice knock. It's a little louder because oh boy. Is Kyle feeling bold enough to just yeet himself into the forest?
Define yeet yourself into the forest, because
well, I mean, if you're thinking jump off the roof into the forest, you're not far wrong. Man. Oh boy. This is a real conundrum. How's he gonna do this? I guess in desperation, Kyle's just gonna go back to Sir Crit's room and knock a little bit louder. He might wake someone up, but, like, Kyle is adequately worried to where he doesn't care.
Okay. Make a... Let me check for a second.
Is it just a dumb luck check?
I wish that was a thing. That'd be hilarious.
I mean, a luck, you can roll for luck. That's a D20. That's a D&D mechanic, where it's just a straight D20 roll, just for luck.
Okay,
Although
so
I'm assuming you want some sort of skill here.
Yeah. You can choose either investigation, which would be a smart, or insight, which would be a beauty. Sorry, which would be a beauty.
Well, I think we know which one Kyle is better with.
I'm giving you the option to make sure that you get as much chance as possible.
Yeah, no, Kyle is gonna try and poke around and see what he can find out. We'll see see if he can figure out where Circuit is, and that'd be investigation. 19.
Another one, okay. So, here's what I will tell you. Since you got a full success, so you look around a bit, you pull out that fake magnifying glass, or you use your stick as a magnifying glass. I don't know. And after all this analysis, you can conclude that Circuit is in his room and he is fast asleep.
Is the door unlocked?
The door is locked. I will tell you one more thing. This entire time you've been awake, I'm gonna say it's about, I don't know, like half an hour or something, you have not heard a sound.
Like in the building or from the forest or both?
The only thing you've heard has been the trumpet thing. Outside of that, you have not heard a peep from anybody in the city, in the building, nothing.
Oh boy. That's no bueno. That's really no bueno. How well locked is the front door?
You can go and try to lockpick it, whatever the skill that would be.
I mean, if we're gonna try and pick locks, I think Kyle's gonna try and just pick the lock to Circuit's bedroom instead of instead of the front door.
Sure. Would that be sleight of hand or stealth or whatever? No, that would be a cool. That's what the only thing I can think of.
Either way, it's some dexterity, which is cool.
Yeah.
3 times in a row, I've rolled an 18 with a +1 modifier for another 19.
Hey, there we go. Okay, so after some quick fiddling around, I think honestly you would use your stick.
Oh, 100%. Like Kyle's like kind of whittled down the end of the stick and it's just like kind of thing.
Do you switch around your stick? I'm just curious because otherwise this thing is going to be like a nope sooner or later.
Well, this one's like a pencil, and he doesn't like actually like chew on it and like chew it down. Like he just kind of like holds it in his mouth, kind of thing. Like there are like teeth marks, but he's not like it's the way you'd bite a pencil because it's a pencil.
Yeah. Okay.
But like on the other end, it's just wood.
Yeah. Okay. So you pick the lock, open the door. Circuit is in bed, fast asleep. His lance on the side. Nothing. Seems like he didn't even hear you.
Kyle's gonna go around to the side of the bed without the lance, and basically like, hey, sir, there's a problem.
He's snoring through it all.
He's gonna be like, Kyle, like while he's saying this, is like poking him, trying to wake him up. He slowly starts like more aggressively pushing his shoulder, just like, sir, please, this is a real problem.
He falls off the bed, but he's still snoring.
Alright, I think this is the point where Kyle just says, alright, screw this. I'm going on my own. Rather than trying to pick the lock at the front door, Kyle's gonna go up to the roof and try and like hop onto like a nearby tree to climb down.
Sure, that would probably be either acrobatics or athletics. You can choose.
Well, athletics is tough, and acrobatics is cool, right?
Yes.
Either way, it's a +1. But that is definitely more acrobatics. Oh, okay. Well, there it is. That's a 14.
Okay, so 14 is a mixed success. Okay, so you see a tree, and it's a bit far away. You jump for it. You grab onto it, hanging off of a leaf, and you can choose now to basically let go of the leaf and fall, probably take some damage, or try to climb down the bark of the tree, which would be another acrobatics roll.
Secret third option. Kyle at this point, he's hanging onto the leaf with like one hand, with his other hand, paw, sticky thing, whatever you call it. He's gonna like get onto the branch, and like start climbing, climbing through like the tree branches, like through the forest to get to start going in the direction in the forest that he heard the trumpeting come from.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. Just roll a flat out d20. Above a double digit you pass, single digit you fail.
And that's a 3.
Okay, so
face first into the dirt.
You tried to grab onto the branch and you fall. And if you haven't been healed already, you can heal yourself back up, but then take 2 damage, I'll say.
Oh, 2? Oh, that's big.
Yeah, well, you failed 5 stories. I mean...
This is fair. This is fair.
Yeah, it probably should have been 5, but I'm being relatively nice.
I mean, I'm glad it's not 5. My max HP is 18.
Yeah, so 2 damage, and so you're down to 16 at this point.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright. Well, now that Kyle is, I'm sure like this took like 10 minutes longer than you were hoping, but now that Kyle is on the ground and in the forest, he's gonna he's gonna make his way in because it seems like he's got no choice here.
You're still in the city.
Oh, he's still in this. Oh wait. I thought the
you just fell down next to the
edge of
building, right?
forest. Oh, well then Kyle's gonna start making his way towards the forest in the direction that he heard the trumpeting from.
Okay, make a perception check.
That is beauty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've never seen that in my life.
What is this?
I got a 0 because I rolled a nat 1 with a -1 modifier. I've never rolled a 0 in my life.
Okay. Huh. How am I gonna play this? Alright,
Nat 1 perception.
You're just walking straight to the forest. You don't notice anything. Okay, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. You don't gain anything with that.
That is very generous for a nat 1. Thank you, good sir.
Yeah, it's either that or like you trip again. I don't know. I can't do that.
I was expecting you to like make him like walk into a street sign and take a point of damage, but I will take your generosity. Thank you.
I think I've already done that joke, so I can't do that again.
Fair.
So you walk straight to the forest, and there is a Pokemon there looking at a map.
Kyle, like, very warily approaches the Pokemon, like, and he just goes, excuse me, are you lost?
And who else turns around but Kirk?
Nani?
What do you want?
What are you doing here? What? Huh?
Wait.
What?
And he's just as shocked as you. He's like,
Wait a minute, Kyle? What are you doing here?
I should be asking you. I'm out doing guild work right now. What are you doing?
If you have to know, I was traveling with HD over here through the forest, and he, genius enough, lost my box in here.
You guys were just traveling in this forest?
Well, I mean, we were just about to head into the city. Is anybody even awake in the city?
No. I think everyone in the city sleeps super deeply. Did y'all hear something while you were in the forest just now? Like within the past 40 minutes?
Hear anything? What are you talking? Have you been sleeping enough?
and as he's saying this, you still hear the trumpet.
Oh, like I hear it again?
You're hearing it now. It's like still playing.
You mean you don't hear that?
Hear what?
Nothing. I must be kind of sleep deprived. Tell you what. I was just in this forest doing some work the other day. I know this place pretty well. If you want, you guys can come with me and I can help you find your box.
I have to accept help from you? Fine. I guess it'll be you and me, because I have no idea where HD went to.
I was kind of hoping he'd be joining us, but okay. Well, that's fine. Let's just go.
Okay, and you two
Keep
walk
in mind,
into
Kyle
the-
did not offer to help out of the goodness of his heart. He is not intending to go towards the box. He's intending to go towards the trumpet, or at the very least, get closer to the trumpet while still, while still making it look like he's looking for the box.
Okay, all right. So this
Kyle's
is
being a steak.
Okay. Let me just adjust this real quick. All right, cool. So you two walk into the forest. So now normally Ralph would be your partner. Instead, today it is Kirk. Yeah, that's a plot twist for you. So Kirk is going to be there. He'll help out with battles and everything like that. But other than that, it's almost like a normal going through a dungeon adventure. So.
Alrighty. Is this a D6, D8, D4 dungeon? What are we saying? How big is this place?
This is going to be a D4 dungeon.
Oh, wow, this is a small one. Oh, okay.
So-
I guess we're away. First roll is a 3.
Okay, so you walk forward 1 step, 2 steps, and now you can choose to take a left or right.
Kyle's gut tells him to go right, and he just gives Kirk a look that just says, "Follow me," and starts heading to the right.
Okay, you walk 1 step to the right, and nothing happens. Your move.
All right. In that case, we roll a 1 because of course.
Okay, you head 1 step to the left, and wild Pokemon battle. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
We turned left from where we were.
Yeah,
just
you
now?
turn left.
So we took a right and then we took a left.
Yep.
Fun.
Okay.
Let's
So
roll some
wild Pokemon
initiative,
battle.
baby.
Yes. So, I'm slowly realizing I have to do 2 initiatives. Let's do this. Oh, good. That's an easy initiative.
By the way, Kyle rolled 7 for initiative.
Okay, and you see in front of you a deerling. So
Deerling are grass, right? Or are they normal? Are they normal grass?
they are normal grass. I'll give you that. Okay, so the order is gonna go you first, then Kyle, then the deerling. Or sorry, you first, then Kirk, then the deerling.
All right. Kyle is. Kyle's not trying to play around. Kyle's trying to get moving. He's gonna go in for a nice little pound attack.
All right, go ahead and roll for accuracy.
For the first time on an attack in this series, not 20.
Hey, okay. So nat
It's a
20 is
crit,
max damage
baby.
plus a die.
Max plus a die. Oh no. He only rolled a 3 on the extra die, but that's still 8 plus 6 plus 3 plus his attack is another 6. That's 23.
Okay, minus the defense here, 23 minus 7, that would be 16, which is... You guys have a habit of doing this. That is exactly enough to take out this deerling.
Night, night.
So,
Kyle's not playing
ding,
around.
ding, ding,
Kyle's not playing any
ding, ding,
games.
ding, knockout. And, let us see here. Yeah, you take it out. Kirk is just, like, impressed, but he won't tell you that he's impressed.
Can Kyle see it in his eyes?
Yeah, you can see it in his eyes. You're the
Oh
nerd.
yeah, oh, that is satisfying.
So
Kyle kind of hits the
and-
deerling with like a notebook. He's like making direct eye contact with Kirk as he just knocks out this deerling. Just like,
Alright, that
listen,
was quick then.
you're with me.
Okay, so you one-shot the deerling. Deerling goes flying into a bush and add 12 experience.
199. So close.
So I don't know if I've told you or the audience this, but the experience in this game is through a formula of the levels of the foes, how significant the battle is, and the number of player characters, along with like item bonuses. So because you're the only player character in this, you're going to be racking up experience.
Oh yes, let's go.
Assuming you get into battles, of course, but you know.
Well, we've got one so far.
That's
I'll
true.
hold out hope.
So with that said, I can just pull this back up. You landed there, which means roll again. Sorry.
We're gonna take another 3 steps.
You go forward 1 step. You can take a left or go straight.
Kyle isn't turning at all. Kyle's going straight.
2 steps, 3 steps. Roll any die and tell me if it's odd or even.
Even.
Okay. You see a familiar looking box.
A familiar looking box.
Yep.
Kyle picks it up and turns to Kirk and goes, is this what you were looking for?
Kirk goes,
That's not our box.
Oh. Well, in that case, can Kyle still hear the trumpeting? Like,
yes.
has he gotten any closer to the trumpeting?
It is slightly louder.
Okay. And the trumpeting is not coming from this box.
It's not coming from the box.
Yeah. All right. Kyle is just kind of like Kirk tells him it's not their box. Kyle just kind of shrugs and puts it in his bag.
I don't know what to name this. Just put in special box for now.
Special box. Also, that is my last item slot in my bag. I need to take care of that at some point.
Yeah. What would be rolling memory? Is there anything for that?
It's definitely something. It's probably a wisdom check. So beauty. Memory. Well, I guess you could say is like memory is it's either wisdom or intelligence, depending on what you're trying to remember.
You're trying to remember where you saw this box from.
I'm trying to remember a fact. I'm going to say that it is smart and not beauty.
Sure, whatever floats your boat.
Whatever gives me the modifiers. I got a 12.
Alright, so this is technically a mixed fact, but you're going to get it as soon as I tell you what it is, so it doesn't matter. You remember seeing this box somewhere in Thunder Tree City.
Seeing this box somewhere. What box did we see in Thunder Tree City?
Oh, I guess not. Okay, cool.
I no, like I genuinely don't remember. You already know after this.
Clear. Maybe I'm not being clear enough, so let me reword that. Instead of box, let's call it a chest.
Oh, let's go! It's one of those. It's Is it the same one?
It looks like the same one.
Oh, cool. God, how much did that shopkeeper try and sell it for?
I have no idea. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think we just released that episode, but
yeah, no. Kyle is out here executing the art of the deal, saying no to a bad price and getting the item for free.
Can I point out right now that there is a small chance that your bag is just full of cash right now because you have an old TM that could be something amazing, and you have a chest that could have something amazing inside.
Plus, I have an Earthquakes ticket.
Plus, you have an Earthquakes ticket. Yo, that alone is probably like 2,000 poke or something. I don't know.
Oh, Kyle might just have to scalp his ticket.
I don't know. Depends. We'll see. Anyway, it's time to continue with your little adventure. So you pick up a box and we'll go ahead and roll again.
We're still gonna head in the same direction.
Yep.
4.
Okay. You go forward 1 step, left or straight.
Kyle is no longer in tunnel vision. He's gonna bang a left.
You go 1 spot, and you see another box. You see a box. And as you walk past it, Kirk is like, "Hey, wait a minute, that's it." So, Kirk will pick up that box, and will continue on. That is Kirk's held item, though.
No, he doesn't have a bag.
Okay.
He is a peasant.
He does not have a bag with him. I will say that much.
He is a peasant. This is Kirk.
Whatever.
He is inferior in every way.
Okay. You walk forward 1 step and another step. Yep. Because you rolled a 4, right?
Yep.
All right. Nothing happens. You can turn left or right with your next roll.
All right. We're gonna take a right, and we're gonna move 2 steps.
Okay. You take a right, move forward 1, then turn to the left, move forward 1. Nothing happens.
All right. Guess we gotta keep moving. Another 4. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing happens.
A long, straight, narrow pathway. I like the look of this. It feels like we're getting close to a goal, and right when I say that, I roll a 1.
A 1 is enough. You take the 1 step, and you are now in the center of the forest, where the trumpet has been the loudest. And Kirk, meanwhile, has been, like, pestering you this entire time, being like,
We found the box. Why are you still going on?
Yeah, didn't you say you lost HD? Isn't he somewhere in here?
He's probably just in the city asleep or something.
Well, I think we should check around here. How about we split up and look for HD around here in this clearing?
Hello, this is Anirudh, the DM of Not a Scratch. Thank you for listening to the Kyle solo episode. As always, future episodes come out on Tuesdays, so be sure to follow us, subscribe, and do all those important things that you should do when supporting a podcast. If you've enjoyed the episode and want to support us in any way, shape, or form that you can, the best way to do so is to share us with your friends. In fact, solo episodes are a perfect midsection between arcs that you can introduce people into the podcast. Also, leave us a review on your podcasting platform. Reviews help to bring new people into our community and also give us advice on what we can improve on in the future. You can also follow us on Twitter at NotAScratchCast or email us as well at notascratchcast@gmail.com if you have any cool ideas to add to the podcast or just want to reach out to us. We also have a Discord for Not a Scratch and have a bunch of awesome members that have already joined. Join us to help build the Not a Scratch community. There are a lot of songs that we want to thank Glitch City for, all of them Hoenn related because that was the challenge for this episode. With the exception, of course, of the first song, we want to thank Glitch City for the songs Kirby's Dream Land, the Lo-Fi remix, Hoenn Route 111, Hoenn Route 113, Abandoned Ship, Shoal Cave Remix 2, Team Aqua Magma Boss Remix, versions 1 and 2, Hoenn Victory Road, and the Deoxys Battle. Thanks again for listening. Before we head back into the story, I want to ask you a question. If you could reboot anything, what would you reboot? Well, this next podcast could help you answer that question.
Hi, I'm Tanner.
And I'm Lindsay.
And together we host a podcast called Not If I Reboot You First.
It's a show where we take our favorite properties and reboot them before Hollywood gets the chance to.
We also do adaptations and spin-offs and sequels, but everybody seems to call those reboots too.
It's everyone's favorite buzzword.
Sometimes we make something really good, like when we turned The Mummy into a proper pilot for the Dark Universe.
Sometimes things go bad and I drunkenly yell at J.K. Rowling for an hour.
And sometimes it gets really weird, and we time crash the entire Mighty Ducks franchise into a single universe.
So join us every week for something that's a little bit like brainstorming fanfiction.
Follow us on Twitter at NIIRYFPod. Those are the letters for the name of the show, and it's pronounced NEAR.
I turned Princess Belle into Iron Man once.
Wait, what?
Make a perception check.
That's beauty.
Yep.
I passed! At 17!
Okay. You notice that throughout this entire journey, you notice that Kirk has been walking slower and slower, and right now he looks dead tired.
Kyle sees this, reaches into his bag, and pulls out an apple and just holds it towards Kirk. Just to say, like, listen, you need a little pick-me-up? But he doesn't say it, he's just, like, offering it out to him.
Kirk looks at the apple, and then falls to the ground asleep.
Oh, well, it was worth a try. Alright. In that case, Kyle is gonna, like, try and drag Kirk over to at least, like, be leaning up against the tree, because Kyle hates him, but isn't the monster. And then, like, once, like, Kirk is, like, safely sleeping on, like, the edge of the road, he's gonna head into the clearing.
Make an investigation check. So that'd be smart.
I rolled a 15, but that +1 puts us up to a 16.
Okay, so that's for sure working. So I will tell you the clues, and you put together what it means. So everybody in the guild has been asleep. HD is nowhere to be seen. Kirk is now asleep. You fought a deerling, and you are not asleep. If you want, I can give you more hints.
I can't tell if HD is nowhere to be seen, like, in an ominous way, like, as in, like, he's one of the ones responsible, or in an ominous way as in, like, oh no, what happened to HD?
Well, okay, so here, I want you to solve it because that'll be fun. Here are the different members of the guild, and see if you can notice the quote-unquote pattern. So, Sirfetch'd is the head of the guild. Ariados is second in command. There's Gallade, Clefairy, Spoink, Ralph, and you. And of all of them, the only awake Pokemon you've seen are you and Deerly, with Kirk now asleep.
Well, see, my first instinct was HD is also presumably awake, but it has nothing to do with, like, a ghost type. I mean, all I have right now is it has something to do with the fact that Kyle is a grass type, but I don't know what else. Like,
that's pretty much it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was, like, if it had some clue as to who was responsible, or.
No, it's just the fact that this has something to do with grass types.
This has something to do with grass types. Can Kyle can Kyle get any closer to the source of the trumpeting sound?
It has now silenced. Since you walked into the quote-unquote center of the forest, it has now become quiet.
Like it's faded or it's just gone?
It's gone.
That is weird. How tall is the grass? Like, could the grass have something hidden in it?
Would that be investigation, I guess?
I guess that would be investigation.
Alright, go ahead and do that.
Which would be spat?
That would be smart.
No, that's only a 7 though.
Okay, you don't see anything in the grass.
He's gonna look to the skies.
You look to the skies, and you see... How am I going to word this? Make a perception check with this, actually.
Oh, it's an 8.
Ooh, it's an 8. You don't think you see anything.
Don't think you see... Alright, let me recap on what Kyle knows.
Sure.
Kyle has noticed that only grass-type Pokemon are seemingly awake right now, and this sleep is so this state of sleep overtaking everyone is so ridiculous that even the strongest member of the Bronze Roses couldn't wake up. The trumpeting the sound of the trumpet has gone completely silent when he stepped into the clearing. There seems to be nothing on the ground. There seems to be nothing in the air. What if Kyle just kind of starts pawing at the ground underneath him as if something's buried? So
there are in this clearing there are 4 different quote-unquote areas. So there's an area with really, really large grass. There's an area with almost like a small pond. There's an area with a bunch of flowers, and there's an area where there's literally nothing. It's like dirt almost.
Oh, well...
you are currently standing in the tall grass part.
Okay, well, Kyle's gonna move over to the flowery bit because he heard something about flowers.
Okay. You walk over to the flowers, and you hear a noise as if somebody else is trying to sneak through these flowers. Real stealthy-like.
Are these like sunflowers? Like how tall are these flowers? How could one are we both just on the ground slithering through these flowers?
Okay, so the flower you yourself are about how tall are you? I'm gonna say you're a normal 10-year-old Trico height, so you're about like a normal Trico is like 1'8", so you're probably like 1'4", 1'5" something like that.
Somewhere around there, sure.
Somewhere there. The flowers themselves are at least like 2-3 feet high, so if you walk in them, you're basically enveloped.
And someone else is walking in here too.
Correct. And keynote, they are trying to be sneaky.
But I can tell where they are.
You can tell that there is a noise coming from the flowers.
And I can tell the general direction it is coming from.
Correct.
All right. This is a moment that I am taking straight out of the anime. I'm assuming these flowers have some sort of seeds, right?
Sure.
All right. Have you ever seen the episode in the anime where Ash teaches his Trico bullet seed by spitting watermelon seeds?
Okay, so are you trying to emulate that?
Kind of. So Kyle's basically gonna he's gonna save the seeds that he has on him right now, and instead he's gonna take some seeds from a nearby flower and kind of just start spitting them in the general direction that he hears the person sneaking up from.
So because you're pretty much trying to use bullet seed, I'm guessing.
Essentially, it's not the actual move, but...
Okay, so here's what I will do. Because you are trying to use a move that you technically don't know how to use, roll with disadvantage.
So I'm rolling for an attack, basically?
You're rolling for accuracy, yeah, but with disadvantage.
What's the accuracy on bullet seed? It's a 6.
Okay, so...
Oh, well, my first roll was a 2.
Okay, so that's...
So,
yeah,
no matter what, yeah.
Okay, so you shoot these bullet seeds, but you shoot them randomly. You're not very good at directed attacks, I suppose, when it comes to this yet. So these go spraying all over the flowers, and the noise stops.
Well, I guess I know. I guess Kyle knows the general direction that the noise was coming from. He is. How do seed mechanics work in the in the mystery dungeon games, and does that apply here? Like,
Depending on the seed, that'll depend. Which seed?
I'm thinking a stun seed.
So a stun seed, you have to throw it at the foe, and then the foe will. The way that it works in the game is that you throw it at the foe, and then the foe gets stunned. So you have to know where the foe is.
And Kyle doesn't know how far away the foe is. He just knows the general
Correct.
direction. Kyle is now that the person has stopped sneaking around. Kyle is just gonna very slowly start sneaking towards whoever it is.
Make a stealth check. So that would be cool.
Calm, cool, and collected. Kyle rolls it down 1.
So you start walking, and immediately, as soon as you start walking, you step on a branch.
But
You step on a branch, and as soon as you step on the branch, whatever was making that noise starts running, and it's running through the flowers. You can tell that it's away from you and towards the middle of the flower patch.
well, if whatever it is running farther into the flowers, Kyle is making a beeline after it.
Okay, roll tough. I guess, would that be... Yeah, that would probably work.
A 17.
Okay, so that's a full
The
success.
rolls
So
are working out. The rolls are working out in this game. My lord.
So you start rushing, like full-on emulating Sceptile type speed of just like your Naruto running, and both you and whoever that other person is gets to this almost like a crop circle in the middle of the flowers, and you look over to where that sound is, and it's a Roselia.
Is the Roselia the source of a sound, or is the Roselia the Pokemon that I'm chasing?
Both.
What?
But Roselia, there's one weird thing about the Roselia, and its eyes, despite normally they're closed, but you see some sort of glow coming out of the Roselia's eyes.
Kyle is gonna kind of take a half step back to just seem very non-threatening, even though Atrico is not very threatening in the first place. And Kyle's just gonna kind of just introduce itself what would Kyle say? God, so many questions. What to ask first? Kyle, I think Kyle's just gonna be very confused, and just go, hi, so I heard this weird sound. I was wondering if you heard it too.
Make a cool roll for dexterity.
For dexterity? Uh-oh. A 14, but plus 1 brings it to 15.
Okay, so this Roselia, it doesn't even open its eyes. Or no, sorry. It opens its eyes, and its eyes are just pure yellow. And then it shoots poison stings at you, which you dodge.
I don't know whether to try and just engage in battle with it, or try and talk it down. I think Kyle's gonna try and sweet talk his way out of this one. Kyle's basically just gonna try and say whatever he can to diffuse the situation.
Roll. Yeah, say something and roll charisma, which would be cute.
Well, I rolled a 3.
So say something bad.
Kyle is just gonna very feebly say please, I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna hurt you.
And with that brilliant statement, roll initiative.
Wait. Did I say 3? I meant to say 2.
Okay, so the Roselia rolls a 3, and... Okay, so it rolls a 3. Roll perception.
Perception, that's beauty.
Yes.
16!
you notice a mark on the Roselia's forehead, and it is a yellow circle.
Could Kyle roll history to see if he's learned anything about this in school?
Yes, but go ahead.
Oh, I got excited because it popped up a 20 and I thought it was a nat 20, but I forgot I had the +1 modifier on. So yeah, I rolled a 19, but +1 20.
Okay, here's what I will do. Do you have either? No, it doesn't matter actually. So on the piece of paper, way back that Mrs. Quagmire gave to you guys about we left, go do your job, that sort of thing. It was on the school building.
Mm-hmm.
On that paper, it said the evil force, the ones that are trying to take the items, are identified by a yellow circle.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh man, but we're already engaged in a battle. Oh no. Okay. Unorthodox battle tactics, here we come.
So it's Roselia's turn first.
I'm aware, but I
Okay.
have ideas.
So Roselia sits down and goes for growth.
I am perfectly okay with that.
So its attack and special attack both increase by 2. It is now your move.
Kyle is gonna go ahead and throw. Okay. Could you clarify for me what the mechanics on sleep and being stunned or petrified are?
Sure. So, with petrified, the foe cannot move or attack until it is attacked. So, if you petrify, it's stuck like that until
I
you
hit it.
attack it. Yes. Until then, it'll be stuck like that until it wears off, which would be hypothetically at end of battle. Sleep is you are asleep for d6 turns, and the foe or whoever's asleep can attack on the turn that they wake up. And what was the last one?
It was just those two, like being stunned / petrified. Alright. Kyle is gonna take the stun seed that is in his bag and go ahead and yeet it at the Roselia.
How does the stun seed work?
What do you mean? How does it work?
No, is there any effect with that, or is it just you chuck it and?
It induces. It just says induces petrified stats.
Okay. So you chuck it at the Roselia, and it is now petrified. It's not able to move or attack until it is attacked. So you are still in battle.
It is attacked or it is damaged.
Until it is attacked. So even if you miss the attack, it'll be unpetrified.
And even if it's a status attack, it will be unpetrified.
I don't know if that's the case. Normally, in this version, I will say yes.
Oh man, I should have phrased that question the other way. If I had phrased the question the other way, maybe I would have gotten to use my tactic. Because I was thinking, petrify it, use Leer a bunch, and then go for 1 pound.
You know what? No, go ahead and do that. I'll never mind. Because that's such an interesting tactic, I will let it go.
Yes. Okay. Kyle is gonna go ahead and try and use Leer. 17 hits, so that's -2. And Kyle is just gonna use. Does Kyle have is this like the Pokemon games where Kyle will know when Leer is no longer doing any more effectiveness?
No, unless there's like a IQ skill you have for that. I think there is an IQ skill eventually that tells you stats. So because of that, no.
Okay. In that case, how about this? Kyle is just gonna go for 10 Leers straight up, and however many of them hit is however many of them hit.
Okay,
So,
I do have to note that your belly will decrease by 10 at that point.
I am aware.
All right.
Kyle's got food for days. All right, I've already set the belly to 15. 12 hits, 16 hits, 12 hits, 18 hits, 15 hits, 9 hits, 4 does not hit. How many is that? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more.
Okay.
4 does not hit, 11 hits. So 8 hits on Leer for a total of -16 defense.
Okay, sure.
I think you're regretting your strategy, your allowance of this already.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the math here.
Well, this Roselia has minus 16 defense. So, and assuming that defense is like, the effective defense is capped at 0, and assuming it's a somewhat comparable level, I think Kyle is just gonna do straight up damage here.
Okay, go ahead and use. I'm gonna have to retcon how a stun seed works, but
The game was meant to be broken. It is still in beta.
Yes, very much, as you can tell. But
also for the audience, I was the one who reviewed the mechanics of the game and said, yeah, no, this looks fine, this is playable, and now I'm breaking it. All right, Kyle's gonna go ahead for a pound attack. Rolls an 8, so it hits. And then does, he only rolled a 1 on damage. All right, 1 plus 6 plus attack is another 6, so 13 damage. Or 13 minus whatever the defense is.
Okay, 13, so defense can only go down to 0, it can't go negative. So with that, it is 13 minus 0, and now it is the Roselia's turn.
I wanted to try and end the battle, but that was just too funny. I had to try and go for the KO.
So
I wanted to try my initial thought was petrify it and try and talk it out of the battle, but then I was like, wait, no, this is just better.
So here's the thing, Roselia is still active, able to battle.
I assumed so. I only did 13 damage.
Yeah, so Roselia. Oh wait, no, I have to. I put add 3 instead of minus 13, but it's still up. So with that, Roselia now looks very frustrated, and she says in almost a robotic voice, "Recruits of the lost must stay lost," and then uses Poison Sting.
Oh boy.
That is an 11, which will hit. That does 1d6 plus 3. That is 2 plus 3 is 5. Plus Poison Sting is a physical, which means that it does 5 plus 12 is 17 times 2.
Well, 17 minus 5 times 2 is 12 times 2,
okay,
which leaves Kyle very knocked out.
Okay, so you are knocked out, but you don't return back to the guild. You are stuck in the forest after this Roselia beats you, and that's where we will end this episode.
No! Oh no! I should have tried to de-escalate that battle. No, I've left Kyle to rot.
No. Okay, wait. Actually, pretend all of this didn't happen. Okay, you get effectively knocked out. What I want you to do. We're still in game, so actually cut the exit music or whatever that is. We're still in game right now.
I hope in post you hard cut the outro music. Right there.
Yeah, whatever this. Hey, cut it. I know we don't have outro music, but just cut it. Okay. Roll. Oh my gosh, what would it be? Oh, I don't think we have. Roll.
What is Kyle? What is attempting to be happened here? That is not English.
Almost like a Constitution, but I didn't account for Constitution in this. That's normally like a 6th one.
Yeah.
I think Constitution would be tough. I would probably go with that, because that's... I think in my head when I was going through this, I was lumping those two together. So roll a tough.
Yeah, no, Constitution is tough. 16!
Okay, perfect. So actually, this episode's going to go on a little longer. Yeah, okay, so you are at 0 health still, but you haven't fainted yet. You're kind of like phasing out. You hear, before you officially go to sleep, I don't know, you hear an ember flying out towards the Roselia, and then you fall asleep.
What?
This is getting exciting, because I want you to leave on a different cliffhanger, but okay, well, sorry about that. So you see an ember, and then you wake up. Do you have any Oranberry or something with that, some sort of healing item?
Healing? Oh no, I don't have any healing items. I have a lot of items that increase my belly.
Okay. Use items up until your belly is maxed out.
Alright. Kyle's eating his big apple, and that's a 6. And then Kyle's gonna go ahead and eat his chestnut, and that is wait, I rolled a d6, that's supposed to be a d4. That's a 2, so that's 8, and then Kyle's gonna eat an apple, and that's 2. That's 10.
Okay, so you're back up now?
Kyle is back up to exactly 25 belly.
Did you take one off for the pound earlier against a deerling?
I did not, so I need to eat another apple. All right, and I rolled a 1. I rolled exactly a 1.
All right, cool. So you are back at full health. One.
Back up at full health as well as full belly.
No one. Let me just check the shop real quick for. All right, so I'm going to roll a d8 for your health. Oh, okay. Pick up 8 health.
Alrighty.
Okay, so since you fainted, you don't get experience for that. But you wake up with this blueberry just sticking out of your mouth.
Is that an orange berry?
It is an orange berry.
It's sticking out like what?
It looks like somebody just shoved it in your mouth.
Oh, Kyle is gonna eat the orange berry and then look up and see if anyone's around.
And you see good old Kirk, who is now wide awake.
Is it daytime?
It is midday. I'm gonna tell you because the sun is like right above you.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
And he
What
looks
happened?
mad at you.
What in the world were you thinking? Oh my gosh, getting into a fight with a Roselia? Have you lost your natural mind?
Kirk, listen, you don't understand. I had to do it. I had no choice.
You had no... What? What?
Listen, Kirk, you don't have the mental capacity to understand. You just don't.
This is what Kirk says. I need to word this carefully. Okay, yeah, Kirk's.
The mental Excuse me? I just saved your sorry tail from a Roselia, which, by the way, I think was like 3-4 levels higher than yours. I think I know what I'm doing.
Well, you might be able to understand battles better than me, but that doesn't make you smarter. You don't know. You don't know. You don't understand the forces at play.
Kirk just looks blankly at you.
See, exactly.
I'm assuming the Roselia is probably some sort of thief or something, right?
Kind of.
Whatever. Anyway, my voice keeps switching between like real nasally and like this sort of thing. I don't know, whatever.
I don't remember
anyway.
what Kirk's original voice was. It's fine.
It's somewhere in between that, but
Yeah.
Anyway, Kirk goes. Look, I assumed that she just stole this from you, and he hands you a piece of paper.
I saw the Roselia trying to grab at it. It was in the middle of the clearing for some reason.
Kyle just takes the paper silently and looks at it.
So, it is a blank sheet of paper, but it sort of had this like glowing feeling about it. Like, you feel like you should have this paper next to something that glows.
Dang it!
What's going on?
Like I said, you don't understand, okay? Listen, let's get you to the city. Let's get you back with HC. Let's get you your box, so I don't have to deal with you.
Fine.
But just know that
This is payback, okay? You saved me once, now I saved you once. We're even, okay?
And I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't want to hold anything over you. I don't want to have to deal with you.
And Kirk just kind of just like feels content with that and starts walking to the exit of the forest, which for some reason you can see the city. It is a straight path. There is nothing and nobody, no items, no wild Pokemon. It is almost like the forest wants you to get out.
Mystery dungeon.
So before we officially end the episode, what is Kyle thinking right now?
I guess now Kyle's like, he feels a little defeated, but more so he's just like petrified. Not quite petrified, but like he is scared because over the past couple of days, like his confidence was rising, and he was like, you know what? Yeah, no, maybe I can do this whole like guild and saving the world thing. and like in his first encounter with, you know, the dark forces at play, and with one of the legendary items on the line, Kyle was very quickly reminded he is just a child, and all of a sudden Kyle is just not quite feeling he like that confidence is very quickly falling.
Okay. With that, I'm going to say that you take one last look at the paper, and the paper, briefly you notice, as your hand is holding onto it, it says the words flying flowers. And with that, we will end the episode.
Them's the bad guys.
Yes,
We
you
gotta
fought
hunt
one of
them
the
down.
you fought one of the bad guys, which is fun because I wasn't sure what level to place it at because I wanted it to be like reasonable but not reasonable, and apparently this was perfect because you were able to find a broken strategy and nearly beat it, but not quite.
Yeah, okay, well, let's be fully honest here. If I hadn't found that broken strategy, like, it is what it is. Kyle has learned some lessons. Kyle has been reminded of some things. Kyle has gained new knowledge, and I got really lucky with the dice today somehow, some way. So
Lucky, but not, unfortunately, lucky enough. All you have is this piece of paper, which, who knows what that does.
well, all that Kyle has to show for this effort is an emptier bag, this piece of paper, which is definitely going to come in handy down the line, and also that mystery chest that he wanted to buy and, wasn't able to.
Yeah, so I don't know if we established in-game how you could open that chest. Do you remember if we did?
I don't think we established how. I think it was just you buy it, and if you can open it, you keep what's inside.
Okay, yeah. Just making sure about that. Because there are people in this universe that can open chests. Kind of like there are people in this universe that can recycle TMs, but you have to go find them.
People in the... Is it another move?
Not for the chest opening one.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. We've been rambling long enough. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this very long adventure, because this episode is extra long. Yay.
We could definitely cut it down quite a bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Alright, with that said, I have been your PM, your GM, your DM, Anirudh himself.
And I've been Muhammad, playing Kyle.
And that's it. Yeah, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care.